So, we're going to look at the first two lines of Robert Browning's My Last Duchess and see if we can figure out what is going on here. In order to do this, you should have a pen and maybe some colored pencils or highlighters. So, the first thing I want to know is what is this poem even talking about? Well, in these first two lines, the subject of the sentence is Duchess, or the wife of a duke. So, at least for now, the first part of this poem is about a duchess. What can we know about her from these lines? I'm going to circle all the words that describe her. Circle the words that I circle on your copy of the poem with me. Let's see. We have my last, painted on the wall, and looking as if she were alive. Pause this video and in the margins of your poem, write down everything you can guess about the Duchess and the speaker from these words. Once you have done that, unpause the video and see if we agree on anything. Go ahead and pause your video right now. Okay, so let's analyze what each word tells us about this Duchess. Let's look at this word first, my. Well, that just tells me that she belongs to whomever is speaking, right? Which leads me to ask, who is speaking? Are there clues to help me know? Yes, the word Duchess. She is the wife of a duke, and if the speaker calls her my Duchess, we can infer that the speaker is a duke, a man with land, money, and power. Now let's look at the word last. She is the duke's last Duchess. When I hear that, I think of phrases like the last thing I ate, meaning the thing I most recently had to eat. So if the duke is saying my last Duchess, he could mean the Duchess he was most recently married to. That tells me they might no longer be married, which makes me wonder what happened to the Duchess. Now we have painted on the wall. This is interesting. He says his Duchess is painted on a wall. So he's not exactly talking about the Duchess herself, but of a painting of her. That explains why he says that at the beginning. He's referring to the painting and not the person. But I think this also tells me a little about the Duke. He says that's my last Duchess. So even though he's talking about the painting, he's also referring to his wife as a thing and not a person. So maybe he sees her as a thing he owns in the same way he owns the portrait of her. Looking as if she were alive. So he's referring to the painting, right? He's saying the painting of the Duchess looks very lifelike. However, it's very interesting that he now uses the pronoun she instead of that. So while he's saying that painting looks lifelike, he's also saying that she looks as if she were alive, referring to not the painting, but the person. To me, this infers that she actually might be dead. Robert Browning is a master of building a story out of a few words. In just these 14 words, we have learned that the speaker is a duke who is or was married. He has a painting of his wife hanging on the wall. The Duchess is no longer married to the duke for some reason, and she may or may not be alive anymore. So I also have lots of questions, right? To whom is the duke speaking? Why is he even showing his audience this painting? What kind of person is the duke? And most importantly, what happened to the Duchess? I guess we'll just have to keep reading to find the answers.